Blessings, everyone, and good morning. Okay, I lost my voice. I raised it a little too high the other day, and I'm hoping to get it back soon, but it breaks up every once in a while, so I apologize for that. But this is not going to stop me from getting this out. This is important. I believe that it is important, so I'm giving it to you the way I received it. As I always say, I just want you to see how it is that I'm being moved, and there's not much more that I can do other than what I'm doing here today. So again, I was really disheartened because you can't see it what I see here with this growth as well as I can see it as it protrudes out of his face. So then I was very fortunate to have a picture of this guy, okay, who has it coming out of his face here and just kind of hangs here, okay? Come on, okay, so you can see it here, all right? It almost takes his whole mouth. It comes right, I mean, look how black these things, it's crazy. Okay, so, you see this, right? Well, it was shortly after I showed you this video, or I did this video, that I came across another video, and I stopped breathing. I didn't even realize that I wasn't breathing when I was looking at this. And so I'm going to show you what this brother picked up, okay? And this is how God works through his people. This is the way it is, and it's not through things, but through his servants, okay? So again, like, why would I take pictures of the TV? Why would I do that? There was no purpose. I tried showing these pictures and I got no response whatsoever. So it just ended up being on the shelf up until now because of what I'd seen here with this picture. It just confirmation for me, okay? Okay, so this is from the Star Spirit 123. Thank you so much for your diligence and following through and capturing such a thing like as you did. Shapeshifter Pope Francis. So when I saw this, like I said, I didn't realize that I just stopped breathing, because here what we're looking at is what I tried to show you, but it looked more, what I was trying to do, it looked like more in spirit than in flesh. Whereas here we have the flesh, and it's from, right under his eye, and you can just see it come off of his face and hang over his shoulder just a little bit here. So you can see here that this is not right, okay? And I believe that this is the same growth that I was trying to show, but within spirit. I also noticed that around his mouth, he is changing color. It's like a grayish blue around his lips and around his chin here. Okay, you can see it here. I also, in the picture, realized that there was a mist behind him, and I do have the gift to see beyond, and in the picture, in the mist, I do see the face. Okay, so this was absolutely amazing. And again, I am so grateful for this confirmation, okay, that we're able to bring this forward to you. Okay, this is not for the non-believers. This is for the believers. So then there was another picture, another shot, and I do recommend that you go back to the original video and study it for yourself, okay? But here, there's no mist for one. You don't see no mist, but the pixelation is pretty bad here, right? Look, you can see everybody's just falling apart, right? But see, with the pixelation, there's mystery in this, because if you look at this man's eye, this is not what this pixelation or whatever. No, this is different, okay? You cannot deny that. And then if you look in the back here, this is a dark spirit, whatever it may be. You could see the eyes, you can see the nostrils, you can even see the lips. The mouth opened up here. Okay. Right here. The eyes, the nose bridge right here. You can see the nostril, and then you see the mouth right here. Okay, there's the frame here. I mean, they're just all falling apart. Okay, but that I found. See, it's not as, yeah. Please go check it out, because there's the eyes, the nose. Okay. Yeah. Now, just remember what this guy's eye right here, okay? Remember that. So there you go. So again, thank you so much for this video. Okay, so I really do recommend that you go to the channel and see the original video and study it for yourself, okay? All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I need to talk about this blue mist and the testimony of this shaman. Now, I understand that a lot of people don't care for David Icke. I mean, who does? I mean, I don't know if he's willingly admitted that he is from the secret society itself, and that he too has done rituals that they've asked him to do. And it's evidence in the video, in the interview that I'm going to show. But it's not so much the men that I want you to hear, but the testimony of this shaman, okay? And I'm going to break it up, and I'm going to speak in the middle of the testimony, okay, of his testimony. So let's just get started. All right.
I started out by talking to Credo about the origin of the knowledge that he is about to share with us for the first time in so many cases. Because this is the knowledge that only initiates normally get. But as Credo says, the world needs to know this. And so, this is a unique video. And this is a unique man. And like I say, I asked him first about the origin of the knowledge that he's about to pass on.
When the white man started destroying our religion, when he started demonizing our gods, when he started ridiculing what we believed in and actually using educated Africans to destroy that ancient African religion, in many parts of Africa, say, our ancient religion went underground. And there were, call them secret societies, all over South Africa and Central Africa and East Africa and West Africa, where this knowledge was stored and kept by aging guardians, many of whom did not know that in other parts of the land there were other guardians who were doing exactly as they were doing. Now, when I first became a Sangom, I was already, say, a person of education. I had entered school as a child of 14 years, and when I became a Sangom, I was a youth of 16 years. And what my aunt and my grandfather, as well as my maternal grandmother, taught me, shook me to the core of my soul. I found that the mission schools had been teaching me lies about my people all along. Missionaries had told us as children that the only light came to Africa with white people, that before the white men came, we black people had no idea about God. We had no belief in a life after death, and that our people were just a race of savages who used to lie around in the sun, womanize, fight, and drink beer every day. I was suddenly awakened to the fact that Africans had in fact been far greater intellectually than the missionaries were willing to give them credit for. That like the white man, we had astrology, astronomy, we had surgery. In fact, I found that Zulu surgeons in the early years of the 19th century and the 18th century and even beyond could perform operations which white surgeons were not capable of operating. And the more I learned about my people, the more I wanted to learn. And when my initiation under my aunt Mina and my grandfather Zigo had ended, I wanted to know more and more and more. And sometimes I had to pay a ghastly price in order to gain this knowledge. In one place, here in the northwestern Transvaal, my teachers found that I was really uncircumcised. And they told me bluntly that if I wanted to be a member of this secret society, I had to undergo circumcision. And I did, and it was screamingly painful, I assure you, because it was done with a clasp knife, which somebody must have blunted a little bit, just to make sure that I got the message.
I had the same done, but I was asleep at the time, so we have that in common.
So he just admits that he's done the ritual and did the circumcision, but he was able to avoid the pain. I'm speaking of David Icke. And I just want to mention here too, for those that have followed me through the Vonage manuscript, you can see the significance of what it is that he's talking about here, but you can also see the flower. And I'm thinking right away of the book, the Vonage manuscripts. And he talks about a plant that he had to go seek. But again, I'm going ahead, so sorry about that.
And in some places in Southern Africa, if you wanted to learn the secrets of a certain secret society, you had to do dreadful things which I cannot repeat here. And at one time, in Barotse land, in the west of what is today Zambia, my teacher said, look, how far are you willing to go in order to become one of us? I said, I am willing to go anywhere. He looked at me and he said, listen, educated man, we are tired of people like you. White men come amongst us to milk our minds and then to kill us. We want to be sure that we can trust. And wait, sir. I said, Great One, I am willing to do anything. He said, Are you? I said, Yes. And then they went into a graveyard, and from there they removed the hand of a corpse, dead 2 days, and they brought it and they challenged me to cook it and eat it. I did so. And these were the peoples who first told me about a race of highly intelligent beings, which they called the Chitauri, the talkers, a race of creatures which look like reptiles, who have ruled the world for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Through this dreadful act, I was able to gain knowledge which was denied to even the highest Sangomas, because they would not go through the ritual I went through.
Okay, and you can also, I'm just going to say this now because I'm going to forget, but in the background you can see the green mist, the cloud, okay, the mist here. It's just because it's very significant, the painting itself. They all represent something, okay? The 2 towers, whatever. Okay, I'll be quiet.
This is how secret knowledge is protected in Africa. So, and at one time, let me tell you another thing. Again, in Barotse land, on the border between Angola and North Rhodesia, as it was called, I was brought into a hut, and in the hut was a young woman. She was as black as ebony, and her hair was like a huge black cloud on her head. Her teeth had been sharpened in the Barotse fashion until they looked like those of a reptile. And Muchwa was very puzzled. What's this lady doing here? I'm supposed to spend several nights in this hut, so what is she? What is she doing here? Now, Credo Muchwa, being a frightened Zulu, afraid of women but not afraid of wild animals, decided to sleep with his back to the wall, giving the lady a nice clean bed. And on the following day, Credo Muchwa was fined 15 pounds by the local chief because I had refused a sacred gift. I had been supposed to do something very amazing to this lady to show that I was one of the people.
I remember, the reason why I played this out is because I remember Eminem. I remember him doing a video where he was absolutely, and I believe that he was terrified. And he was trying to tell a story about a witch. And apparently there was some kind of a potion that was at the table. It was a liquid, and he drank it, or he tasted this liquid. And there was a woman also in the room, and she morphed, and the things that he did, that this thing had done to him in a sexual manner, it horrified Eminem. And so I don't know what video that would be, but I can look for it. But he just explained the same thing that Eminem had experienced. And I just, again, it's just connecting the dots here, but I've heard this story once before.
That's not. But
Okay, so now this thing right here, was that not in the picture that I just showed you from the video? I believe Spirit 123. I'm sorry. Yeah, this pretty much looks like the face. Okay, exactly behind the Pope. Exactly. Remember I said something looks like it's in the middle of his forehead? Well, look at this thing here.
Africa is being murdered, and a race of people which once founded some of the world's greatest civilizations is being cruelly exterminated, and our politicians appear to be hypnotized as like a little antelope hypnotized by a python. Don't our leaders know what is going on in Africa? I'm going to talk, sir. I'm going to talk, and I'm going to reveal and damn the consequences. I am not a brave man, but it's high time somebody stood up and exposed the conspiracy around Africa and her people.
So let's start looking then at the force that is the common theme through all this history to the present day that's been manipulating these highly malevolent, highly destructive situations. My own research around the world has certainly focused in on the fact that there is a force, not of this world, shall we say, that is the common theme. What is your experience and your knowledge of an extraterrestrial involvement in the history of Africa?
One of the most secret stories that was revealed to me is about these beings. This story was revealed to me first in Barotsi land, then in the country today called Rwanda, once known as Rwanda Urundi. Then I learned about this story at that time on the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. This is the story, a story you find throughout Africa. There was once a time when the blue sky was invisible, when the whole world was covered with mist, when you could not see the sun as it is now. You only saw it as a splash of white light.
And that's what we're seeing now today. When was the last time that you saw a royal blue sky? If you look at a blue vehicle today, a dark blue, royal blue vehicle, that used to be the color of our sky. And now it's become white. And it's lightning, right? Lightening up. And this here looks like water, okay? And a dolphin, all right? But I can't believe how, wow, that looks just identical to the face behind the Pope.
Moving slowly across the sky. At that time, there was an eternal drizzle. Every day of the year. At that time, people could not see the stars. People only saw the trees growing, trees which were very, very big. There was no desert at that time, only jungle everywhere where you went. At that time, sir, people were what we call in Zulu, Ngubili. A human being was both male and female in one body. And out of the sky, one day came terrible objects, were like gigantic bowls made of huge gleaming gold. They were shaped like bows without strings, and they were bigger than the biggest mountains. They came out of the sky, bringing great noise, black smoke, and fire with them. And out of those huge objects came them. At that time, human beings could not speak. We had no gift of language at that time. And people had, however, great mental power. A man would go into the bush and, using the power of his mind, actually call out an animal which he wanted to hunt and kill for his children. And the animal would appear and kneel down before the man, and the man would kill the animal and take it home. But when the Chitawuli arrived in Africa, they told our people that they were gods, and that they were going to give us human beings great gifts on one condition. We had to worship them and accept them as our creators. Some told our people that they were our elder brothers and that this earth had produced them.
Okay. Now, I'm going now to say we're going to talk about Esau and Jacob and the two nations. He brings up the mountains quite a bit, okay? And he said that I am your elder brother, okay? And that he wants to give gifts. And what does God say about the gifts? And here, Exodus 23, 1. 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise, and perverteth the words of the righteous. Accept no gift. So here he's talking about them telling him that, one, that they are a brother, the elder brother. And two, here we have where they say, we want you to have a gift. We will give you a gift. They want to give gifts, and we are not to receive those gifts because they do and will blind the wise and pervert the righteous.
Generations ago. And they said they had come back to the green womb of their mother, and that
green, right? So here, this would line up with Jonathan Kleck about the green womb, the mother, right? Listen very carefully.
They were going to make us into gods. What they did, they created a very strange pair of caves in the land. They dug 2 caves. In one cave was a green light, in another cave was a red light. And they drove human beings into these caves. And each human being had to choose which cave the human being wanted to go into. And those who went into the green cave came out as women. And those who went into the red cave came out as men. And then the talkers, the Chitawuri, told our people that now they were perfect. But the moment the first men saw the first women, a terrible row erupted. The women hated the men because they looked between their legs, and they saw what they thought were snakes dangling between the legs of the men. And the men hated the women because they looked on their chests and they saw these big things. What they were, they did not know. And then the Chitauri laughed. It was to them a very, very big joke. And then the Chitauri said, if you serve us, you wretched little human beings, we are going to make you into gods. And the human beings agreed to serve the Chitauri.
It's crazy, isn't it? I have to stop.
This is how we believe the Chitauri look like. They were created in this. You see, sir, you white people say that there are alien beings on this earth. No, you are wrong. The earth in which we live has produced 24 different races during its long existence. Please, this is how a Chitauri looks like. It stands about 11 feet high. It is a very slender being which seems not to have a bone structure. Its fingers have no joints. They are more as if the bones in here were flexible. Some of the Chitauri have got 3 claws with a thumb. Some have got 6 claws with a thumb. And some of the Chitauris have got horns on their heads. And what surprises me is this. Some film producers, like the producers who make the film Star Wars, often show creatures in their films which actually exist, which even the most uneducated of Africans who knows this Chitauri can identify. For example, in the new Star Wars film, what is it called? Star Wars or something like that. There is a creature who amazes me called Darth Maul. Darth Maul is a red and black being with a ring of small horns right round his head. That is exactly what the Chitauri look like. Some have got ordinary heads without any horns on their heads. These are the lesser Chitauri. But the royal Chitauri have got a ring of sharp horns all around their heads. And the very high Chitauri, like their king, Mubaba Samahongo, they have got very long horns which grow this way. Not that way like a bull, but this way like certain antelopes. Now, I just wonder where these film producers get their information from. And the great mountains known as the Inyangani, the Weeping Moon Mountains. There, even now, people disappear without trace. Sometimes a person would disappear for several days and reappear a few days later, not knowing where he had been or where she had been. And white people have disappeared there. Black people in their thousands have disappeared there. It was there that I also went missing for 4 days 1959 in one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. What happened? It's a long story, sir. My teacher, Elizabeth Moyo, had sent me to get a special herb which grows only on the foothills of those mountains. It was just an ordinary day like any other, just beautiful day like this one outside here. And I love the African wilderness. I'm at home in the bush, especially in the days when I was still in good health. I love the animals. I love their smell, and I love the smell of the vegetation. And I was looking for this herb when all of a sudden a bright blue mist fell all around me. It took me some time to react to this strange thing. It was a hot day, and all of a sudden the temperature around me dropped. It was as if I was on the slope of a very cold mountain, but it was a warm day. And then the next moment, I was in what appeared to be a metal-lined tunnel, a caving tunnel, and I was lying on what looked like a workbench, a very large workbench of some kind. You know, an iron table which an engineer or somebody working with metal would use for welding and cutting metal upon. But this workbench was very brightly polished, and there I was lying there with my trousers missing and only my khaki shirt, when I saw again through what appeared to be like blue mist a number of moving objects, which at first I thought were dolls. And these objects were moving towards me. I noticed with mild surprise that they were very thin, short, human-like creatures with very, very large melon-shaped heads. The creatures had no noses, as human beings have. They had only small little holes on either side of where the nose would be, and their mouths were like knife cuts at the bottom of their faces. And these creatures were coming towards me. In color, they were gray, like certain types of fish, and they wore silvery gray garments which reached up to their necks and up to their wrists. I couldn't see whether they were wearing boots or not.
Okay, so what does this remind you of? This reminds you, or it should, the outfit that I showed you when I took a picture of CNN. I took a picture of the TV. So I'm going to bring you there for a minute. I'm going to show you that he is really, I know he's speaking the truth here, okay? So let me just show you this. Okay, remember this? All right, this was the testimony that I gave when I was ordered to take a picture of the TV. I was laying on the couch and I was watching CNN. So I did. I took a picture, and when I looked down at the camera, at the picture itself, I was pretty much spooked. And so what I did, my reaction is I turned the TV off, and on the top of the TV here, it said, "Kelly's gone." And in the corner of here, it says amateur, and on the bottom, it has a brick of some kind of language, but I don't think it's from this world. And if you look at here, there's the beast here with the eyes, the nose here. But you can see the outfit that this man, this shaman, is explaining, where it comes up to the neck. So you've got the turtleneck, and then you have this outfit, like a tight gray outfit, as he would say. But you can see here, very clear. Well, I can see it anyway. But here, Can't see it like that. Okay. But yeah, I'm just showing you this is what it is that he's describing.
And while I was looking at these creatures, I suddenly was aware that something was above me, standing there, and I looked up straight into the face of one of them, a much taller one than the others. And this creature was wearing a garment like a tight-fitting overall without any buttons or anything, which reached up to its neck, but its wrists were bare. I noticed that the creature had very long fingers. Its fingers had extra, and each of its fingers had an extra joint, and it ended in a claw, a black claw like that of a chicken or a certain kind of bird, and that its thumb was not here, but here in the middle of the hand.
Okay, I'm just going to start another video, okay? Talk to you soon.